Okay, welcome back to the essential woodworking series, the pencil box project. We've cut our sides, we've cut our front and our back. We've measured our rebates, taken out our rebates. Now there's two things that we have to do. We can do them kind of simultaneously. The first thing is we need to pick which one of these pieces is going to be our front, and we need to cut through the groove all the way the rest. So I'm going to use this one. It doesn't really matter which one you pick. I like to cut, when I'm doing this, use my bench hook, my trusty bench hook, and when I'm cutting, you can see that saw will move around in the groove like that, like the groove is too wide for the saw. I like to push my saw right up against the smaller piece and cut through, and you'll see why in a second. So basically I'm going to set that there. I'm going to use my finger again to push against there, and I'm basically just going to cut straight through. Cutting all the way through. Alright, now you'll see that if I come up closely, now this piece here it looks pretty even. I don't know how well you can see it, so I can't really see. Is it fixing it? Anyway, there's just a little extra here, whereas on this one you can see quite a distinctive step. Okay, so we have to take this off to make it flat, otherwise our sliding lid won't be able to slide in. So we're going to take this bit out here, we're going to do it with the plane. The reason why I like to push up hard against this is I'd rather the step be on this side, because it's easier to grab in the vise than on this side. This one here, all I'm going to do is just get a piece of sandpaper on the table and rub this back and forth to get rid of that little extra bit. That's all that'll need. So get something with a bit of bite. This is 80 grit. Stick it on the table. And just a bit back and forth, watch your fingers. And on this side too. And that's that. You can try and clean up the edges, but don't go too crazy, because you don't want to change the length of it. You don't want it any shorter until you know what size you want. And this one here, we're going to use, whoops, where's that? Yeah. This one here, we're going to use a plane on here, so chuck it in the vise, get you out of the way, put in the vise, grab your plane, make sure it's set right. Similar to cutting, so you stand like you're in a running race, but I like to stand over my work, especially when it's this small, and push through. So put your pressure on the front of the plane. I like to have my finger pointing up too. I'm right-handed, so if you're left-handed, just a mirror image. Right-handed on here, sit across, and just basically go straight across. This one is cutting a bit too much. Needs a bit of a adjustment. Just be careful when you're trying to clean this out too. Always this way and never that way, because it's sharp, obviously it's going to get you. You just need a little bit. Sounds better. Still not that sharp. Oh, the shavings are alright. Like pencil shavings basically, and you just want to go all the way down. You can use a sander for this if you want. Not ideal. The plane is the best way to get it flat. If you ever have to clean a plane, they're pretty much all the same. This is a jack plane, size number 4, so it's in the middle. Pull this out, take that out, make sure this is clean. Remember, always push that way, never the other way. If there's stuff in there, use this sharp bit here on the flathead opening and just open it up, clean it. Shouldn't need to sharpen it, they should be pretty sharp in here. And then just do that up. And it's basically the same process in reverse. Writing facing you, that's the advertising, it's always facing you. There's a lot of ads around. Stick that one. This bit here gives it a little bit left and right control. So then basically I'm just going to pull this out. And I'm just looking down it to make sure that it's straight. And then I'm twisting this brass knob here to bring the blade out a little bit. And if you want to bring it back in, you just untwist it. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Alright. Looks pretty good. If you want to clean it up, same thing, just get a piece of sandpaper and clean it up. The good news with this is you only ever see one side, so if you didn't do a crash hot job, you can just flip it over and use the other side. I'll show you that later though. Alright, so that's one piece done. Keep this is the handle, so don't throw that out. And the other pieces, now we're going to nail this together. So we need to mark where the nails are going to go, we can't just kind of guess it. So when our pieces go together, I'll come over there. When our pieces go together, you notice that we've got this rebate here, so that's going to sit in like that. So how can you see it best like that? So you can see the piece is all the way in. So what that means is we need to make sure our nails are in the middle of this piece here. So when we mark it, this is 12, so we're going to mark in 6. And our other mark, as long as we're out of the way of the groove, doesn't really matter too much. So usually I come down 20 and up 20, and that's going to do it. So I'll show you how to quickly mark these. Pencil. If your adjustable square is still set to 6, you can use that. So I'll set it up properly so you get a good habit. Stick it in the vise and you just basically run straight across like that. And then grab your ruler. I'm missing my small ruler. I'll use one of these 300 rulers. And mark in 20 and 20, so 65, take away 20 is 45, and that's good. Now there's a quick way to do this. You need to do one the hard way, but the next one, you can just butt it up, and if you're good enough, you can just eyeball it like that. And then when you're doing it this way, if you're good enough, you can just use your ruler, as long as it's even along here. So put something there, make sure that it's even, grab your ruler and just mark straight down. When you're marking, mark lightly. That way, when you have to sand it off, you don't have to sand it off, you're not there forever. So when you're doing your next one, you just flip this one around. It saves a whole bunch of time. I do want you guys to do well with your maths and everything, and it would be good to have extra practice, but if there's an easier way, let's do it the easy way. Alright, and this way. like this, right on the end. I mean, you can use this thing as well if you want it to stay straight, which is a good idea. And then just eyeball, eyeball. That one's done, this one hasn't been done. Eyeball, eyeball. And they're marked. So that's what it looks like. There's a bit of a scratch on this one, that's no good. I'll have to get that out later. I'm not worried about it now. So that's marking it and cutting the handle. Don't lose any of those pieces. Next time, we're gonna knock it all up. So we're actually gonna glue and nail it together.